can you hear me? Let me know down below if you can hear me, because then we got 50% of this little show going. And it's not gonna be a flash crash or anything like that, because I am truly optimistic. And today we're gonna go through lots of news that truly display my belief that we are still very much on track to seeing not only Bitcoin hitting around those 250,000, as I've talked about many times, around October 2024. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Ron. And I'm very much also on track that we're going to see Ethereum by 15,000 in October 2025. So I was thinking, while we're still waiting for some other lions to come, and I also, once there was a question, why am I turning on and letting all this intro music go on for so long? Well, I'm thinking we are now a channel with 35,000 subscribers, not lions. But I'm thinking we should at least wait until we get 20 lions watching this little stream of ours, because, it's not really so much about me, but imagine Cherry and Betty, they've put a lot of work into this. So at least wait until we get 20. While we're waiting, we're going to watch 2 minutes of Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff, who is a gold eagle, right? He loves that gold and shiny metal. Now, I like a little gold here and there too, especially in grandma's teeth. Or not only in the teeth, the whole fucking thing, right? Grandma buys some more gold. Anyway, now, what I want to show with this is that Peter Schiff, he's a gold mouse, gold eagle, I don't know what you call them, a gold buck. And there's a little, controversy with this other lady. But you know me, it's not really about what Peter is saying. It's not really about what that lady Patricia is saying. You and me, the lions, we know that the fact that this is being played on Fox News is only showing where we're going. And we know where we're going. We're going way above the sky. So let's just watch this for 2 minutes. I also want to watch it a little bit.
You've been waiting for it, right? Well, it's here, the halving. It's upon us in the Bitcoin community. Let's just say they're champing at the bit. And why not? Take a look at that. I think this will be the 4th run, right? The prior 3 all saw strong rallies over the next 12 to 18 months. Let's bring in Coin Stories podcast host Natalie Brunell. All right, Natalie, so is there a chance, though, that when this initially happens, we could actually get the old buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing?
Sure. I mean, a lot of this has been priced in, so I think we can expect short-term volatility as usual. But long-term, the price has been trending up, and we've actually never seen a new all-time high in a cycle prior to the next halving. So things could get a little spicy here.
We've got them on the chart here. I mean, so it's amazing. The first one, I mean, it's just absolutely, it's hard not to be enticed by what we're seeing here, again, over a certain period of time.
Yeah, the logarithmic chart is always really expressive of the fact that Bitcoin is just going up in one direction. But, a lot of people can get kind of confused. What is the halving? Because we've never had an asset that has this baked in reduction in the incoming supply, regardless of the demand. But I really think it demonstrates the elegance of this programmatic monetary policy that really is an elegant set of rules with no rulers that we all engage in and participate in voluntarily. No one's imposing this on us. Bitcoin is chosen by us, the people.
And this is the core, one of the core value propositions of it, right? But I want to ask you about the last few days. Bitcoin's come down a lot. And so folks who are anti-Bitcoin are saying, hey, there you go. It was sold to us as a sort of a hedge against geopolitics. And as soon as something flares up, it collapses. What do you say to people like that?
Well, it's the fast money that's selling in and out of Bitcoin and creating this short-term volatility. The smart money and the permanent capital is seeking shelter in Bitcoin, and more investors are going to see it as this flight to safety, including when things get more and more uncertain and chaotic around us, because Bitcoin is the one thing that is actually certain and predictable. The halving is just another example of that. It decouples the power to manipulate money from the state, and it allows all of us to be in a fair competition so that real value can come to the surface. All
right, Natalie, I want you to hold right there for a second, because I want to get back to you in a second, but I also want to bring in a friend of ours. It seems these days everyone is gold member, right? Check this out. Goldman Sachs saying gold $2,700 an ounce this year. Now, we know, of course, emerging market central banks have been buying gold for a long time. Look at that, go all the way back a decade or so, folks. These are central banks, not the ECB or the Fed. Let's bring in Euro Pacific Capital chief economist, also global strategist, Peter Schiff. All right, Peter, gold obviously rocking. Everyone's obviously jumping on the bandwagon. The question is, why now? Why at this particular time?
Well, gold's probably going to close at a new record high close today. It's only a few dollars off it now, above 23.70. Gold is rising because the dollar, the euro, the yen, fiat currencies are losing value. Inflation is real. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere near the Fed's 2% target. We're headed in the wrong direction. We'll probably be in double digits by next year. And eventually, the first digit isn't going to be a 1. Central banks are out in front of this. They're the main buyers. A lot of Americans have been foolishly selling their gold to buy these Bitcoin ETFs. There's nothing elegant about losing your money in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not going up. In fact,
anyway, from my point of view is I think that Peter Schiff, I believe there's something to what he's saying. Gold is important. It is important to hold some gold. But on the other hand, as I said before, what we need to pay attention to is mainstream media is inviting Peter in as a boom man, and they're promoting that lovely, lovely future finance, which is on the blockchain. Let's get this little show started, and I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome all you 19 lovely, sexy lions to this earlier than usual live stream on Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel, you must stay on top of the crypto world. Do me a favor, hit like, smash, subscribe, and all them goodies so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, and especially when we do the live streams. My name is Nico Arachi, and I think that I have proven more than once that I am number one. And that's about that. Let's go in here and it's always I don't like me being so big here on this one, so let me go in here. Let's go in and make me smaller. We're down 61,000, right? So this means that when we were having our little stream of ours last Friday, I think we were at 65, maybe even 66. We've gone further down. We're looking as always on the hourly, so we can see Bitcoin down 3.8%. We can see Ethereum down 4.6% at 3,000. Then we got Solana down 10%. Now that's a mouthful, let's say. And then we got DOT at $6.38, down 6%. But again, and this is why I'm always showing this, so you can see the level of market manipulation. Now let's go in here and look at the weekly at Bitcoin. And that's the hourly. That's not what we want to look at. We want to look at the weekly, because I know that most of you always come here to look and check out this technical analysis. Now. I'm not going to make any warnings, but we are below. We're below the 7-day moving average on the weekly. We are below. I mean, we have even opened the week below, and we are way below. And this could potentially, if we base it on this technical skill set of what you and we have been pursuing for a while, it could drag us down lower. Now, since I'm not this technical wizard and I believe in the long term, and should we go down lower, well, I'm still holding our positions, still also because I believe there's a bit of a mismatch in the market. And why am I saying this? So we got Bitcoin here trading now at 61,000, and it's still not very far from its previous all-time high. Now, if we go in and we look at Ethereum here, also on the weekly, we can see Ethereum is also below its 7-day moving average on its weekly, but it's way lower than its previous all-time high, which we saw in November 28. No, not November 28, 8th of November 21. So when I'm talking about a mismatch, I'm saying that Bitcoin maybe probably has some room to retrieve because the overall market hasn't followed pursuit. So why don't we just look at some other big names in the business? Let's look at Solana, right? We never look at Solana. Let's look at Solana because I don't even know. Oh, that's a wild card. But you can see, because I don't follow Solana, but we can see the all-time high of Solana was also back in November 21 at 258, and we haven't even well, we've been close, but not that close to reaching its previous all-time high. That means I think there's a lot of room to go up. And now I'm going to do one thing before we actually going to go and say hello to the chat. Let's go in and look at this page that I like so much, which is called Bitcoin.Live. Because on this page, we got to log in, and then you got to, put in Betty's, secret numbers and all that. You go in, you probably know it, all of you that are here anyway. We're going to the all-time high, and then we move me. Let's just move me here because, one second, I'm always in the way, kind of, no matter where I am, no matter how little I am. Let me put up there, and then we can see, because we can see that currently Bitcoin is 15% from its previous all-time high, which was, a month ago. And then we can see Ethereum is, however, still 38%. What I wanted to get at is that we can see Solana is still 50% from its previous all-time high, Doge 79%. We got Cardano 85% from its previous all-time high, AVAX 72%, 52% for Tron, Bitcoin Cash, which I'm very optimistic on, 87% down from its previous all-time high. Those dots, only Polkadot, 88%, Link 75%. What else do we got here that we like? ICP 98%, Uniswap 84%, right? So, of course, and this is not even my list. I'm thinking there's so many coins there that I usually don't talk about. Now we got it. Filecoin down 97%, Stellar down 87% still from its previous all-time high, and they're making great business. You can get VeChain 86%, Hedera 86%, the Graph 91%, right? So I think you get the drift here. I do think that you get the drift. Why am I pointing this out? I'm doing this because Bitcoin is very close to its previous all-time high, but some of these lovely future market leaders, even like LiveBeer, 87%, Radium, 91%, Origin Trail, 74%, Compound, 94%, Centrifuge, only 67%, Macy's, 82%, Pocket Network, I have a few pocket in the left pocket, the right pocket, and in the back pocket. It's important. So what I'm saying is here, I think that currently we're seeing Bitcoin maybe taking a breather, but even if Bitcoin were to retrace more back, I don't know, some of these nice coins, how much more can they actually go down? So all I'm saying, I wouldn't worry. Let's go in and say hello to the chat, and then let's run with some news. There's some interesting news, and I think I already said a lot. Who wants to have a chat? So who is here? And as you can see, Jerry, she made some new some new names. We got Colin McDonald right below me. We got over here to the right. We got Dennis Van Rijn. We got Panos right there. We got Immigrant Son there. We got Vax. I mean, Vax has always been the African queen. And we got Oliver, and of course Persian Empire. No face, because I was thinking you are the one, Jerry too. Anyway, so we need Hacken too. Blockchain Bull is here. Christian is here. Oliver, market looking heavy. We got Ron Jeremy, who is not really a porn star, but a very good friend of mine. Blockchain Bull is always, I love it. Sandra, Hacken, good to see you back. Hacken, hast du investiert oder wo warst du? Let's know where Hacken, he's been hiding. Oliver here, Nico here. And what else do we have? No questions, and that is good. Hit the like button, do me a favor. And let's go in with the news. And I think there's some important news, since we don't do it so much, and it's going to be quick and easy. Now, I already spoke about this. The main thing is the psychology, right? And the psychology is that we always got to be a little bit different than the others. Now, we are seeing when Fox News come out, and, a few years back, it would have been gold is all great, Bitcoin is all shit. Now it's like Fox promoting Bitcoin all great and gold all shit. You got to understand the psychology behind it. NK, my man. You got to understand the psychology behind it. So let's go over and look at this great PPT we made. First news I wanna touch in. Now, this is one coin that that we've been talking, investing a lot into, and that is Mantra DAO. That's what they were called before, and now they're only called Mantra. And I'm just pulling up also our portfolio, because we are already up With Mantra, we're already up 3,000 some percent. And I actually, we're up 3,473% since we advised everyone to buy it in the second circle. And that is when it's trading at 78 cents on the dollar. They are really doing business. I mean, I'm telling you, they're doing business. They're doing business. They're doing business. I mean, they're doing what they're supposed to. Dubai, UAE, April the 10th, 2024. Mantra just announced. Now, remember, like 2 weeks ago, we made a little video where we said they got 11 million fresh dollars from one of the big GCC, the GCC is the Middle East countries investment manager. And why and what are they going to do with all that sweet money? Well, they're going to invest in their infrastructure in order to capitalize on the future of real world asset tokenization, meaning we're going to tokenize real world assets. And I think we get an investor like that in Dubai. And there was also a big fair there where Mantra was one of the gold sponsors. Hey, it could be that they're going to be one of the leading, I would call them companies, blockchains, protocols that's going to take part in this tokenization of at least Dubai, the UAE. Are they going to go out anywhere else? Who knows? But they are kind of ahead of the curve. And the market cap is still not that big. Anyway, so they announced the launch of the Hongbei incentivized testnet, a move seen as a significant step towards integrating traditional financial markets with decentralized finance. The introduction of the Hongbei testnet follows the success of Mantra Chain's testnet's first phase. It now opens the floodgates for nearly 100,000 eagerly awaiting participants, granting them access to explore the latest infrastructure on the leading real-world asset Layer 1 blockchain. And the Hongbei testnet, representing the second phase of Mantra's Chain's testnet, is a part of the project's broader efforts to facilitate the tokenization of real-world assets and to draw in users from outside the traditional crypto space as well as institutional participants. And I also want to say, because I've been dealing with them for a long time, and I'm going to give you an example. Prior to when we had the Luna crash, I had parked around 300. I parked a lot of stable coins there. A lot of stable coins in a pool. It broke down. They had to give up also, Mantra. And, and we lost some Luna tokens here, lost some Luna tokens there. And, what can you do? They have paid everything back. Every single thing. And we are still getting more. Now, that's some fine individuals, if you ask me. This is the chart, and I think it's only going to go higher. That's what I'm thinking. Only going to go higher. Anyway, Mantra, we got it. We announced you to get in there at those 2 cents, and now it's almost trading at $1.87. And I think anyway, I still think that, if you look at this and you look at a meme coin, I would rather go in for something that has substance. Moving on to another piece of news, we're jumping a little, and that is, remember, we were talking also the other day. What could be a blue swan? I'm blue. A white swan event, and I was also saying, when we're gonna see other ETFs maybe being approved, Ethereum ETF, and that is gonna trigger the market. Now, you probably heard it already because this was news that came out yesterday. But Hong Kong approves not only first Bitcoin, but also Ether ETFs. So the Hong Kong securities regulator, they have approved the in-kind creation model for Bitcoin and Ether ETFs as opposed to the cash created in the US. And they approved the first spot BTC and ETF ETH on April the 15th, which was yesterday. And at least 3 offshore asset managers, including Hong Kong units of Harvest, Bosera, and China Asset Management, will launch their spot Bitcoin ETFs soon. You see, this is important. Soon. So that means we're not really going to see the inflow right now. And that was also when we saw the Bitcoin ETFs being approved by by the SEC and so on. Everyone was saying, why didn't it just go up? Why didn't it just go up like this? Right? So when we go in here and we look at the Bitcoin tracker, and we can see how much do we have now, probably less than you and I were here last time. Anyway, 74 billion. and Ethereum is still to come. It's still pending. Come on now. Yeah, you see, ARK Invest pending, Van Eck, Grayscale. And also when that's gonna be approved, the money will come soon. It's important that we, understand this soon. You like two of me? Only one. Which one should we take away? Or both. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. Anyway, I'm sorry. Here we go. So I was thinking, let's just have a quick look at those three companies. The first one being Harvest Asset Management. So let's just visit site here. I didn't actually look at it. I didn't have a chance to look at it before. Because, it's always important to understand, are they big or are they small? So Harvest Global Investment. Let's see about Harvest. Milestone, our missions, our philosophy, investment strategies, funds. There we go. We don't even need to go so far. 121 billion assets under management. Now that's a whole lot of money, right? Now, even if it's Hong Kong dollar. So they're not so small, right? Harvest Global Investments. If you want to learn more, you just go in and look at them, right? Then we got Bosera. Bosera. Now they were founded in 1998, and it's one of the first 5 fund management companies established in the mainland China. And this is important because China was, considered kind of like a closed, market to get into. So one of the first 5, right? And let's say the shareholders. But what we want to know is, so what Bosera aims to do. I like this here, but they I love it. They're saying aims to create wealth for the people. I think Bosera are aiming to create wealth for the owners, but that's also okay. That's what we gotta give a little and take a lot. Anyway, but it doesn't say how much they are managing. That would be interesting. Probably you will be about, let's see, home maybe. Open-end fund, they got some. They probably also got a lot, right? You mean with a registered share capital, we can't use that for anything. Anyway, go in, and they probably also have a lot. I would look at that, but I'm sure that they have a lot. Overview, pension funds, our products, bond. They got a lot, right? About company. Anyway, you can go in and check that out. Probably big. The last one is, here we got Bosera Asset Management on Wikipedia, but this is from 2020. And at that time, they were the 8th largest asset manager and the 3rd largest fund management company by AUM in mainland China. And it's funny that they say they were, the 3rd or whatever, bigger after China Asset Management. And remember, China Asset Management is the next that's going to invest into Bitcoin ETF. So here we say that currently manages over 200, and this was in 2020, 200 billion. Not bad. Now let's go in and look at hopefully the big one, China Asset Management. How much do they have? Let's figure this out. And also what I'm doing here, right? It's, maybe of course I could do it quick and so on, but it's also, these are kind of the things that you can do. This is kind of the research that we do about us. If we can't see it, we know they're big. Established in 28, they got 50 products, they got lots of awards, and thank God for that. Probably also awards that they gave themselves to themselves. That's also fair. Betty gives me an award every night. And anyway, they also, it would be interesting to history they completed, insight and mandate, and China's equity share. About us. Yeah, anyway, probably also big. What and even it's for sure they're only gonna get bigger with the crypto. And what I always like to refer to is not a lot has to happen for the crypto market to explode. And remember, I've said that many times, because if we go in and look at the overall market, what we are seeing. This is maybe also a little bit an old slide, but not that old, because we made it. We look at the US stock market, 46 trillion, bond market, 51 trillion, global stock market, more than 100 trillion, global bond market, 133 trillion, and the crypto market, 2 trillion, right? So not a lot has to happen that it's really going to take off. This is just overall great news. That's what I wanted to say with that. So the next piece is here. We got some CBDC news, and remember the future of finance is being built on the blockchain. It's being built on Ethereum, and I spent most of 2023 just trying to convince you guys that the future of finance is on the blockchain. And I thought today would be a good stream where we go dig in similar news, because the Bank for International Settlements envisions global Finternet running on unified ledger technology. And what is this basically all about? It is actually about a word that we have heard so much about when we hear about Polkadot, and that is interoperability. Of course, it's not only the expertise of Polkadot to be interoperable. It is actually the future that every ledger, every blockchain, if we want to take it to traditional, that every Excel sheet should be interconnected with other companies' Excel sheets. It's basically a very, very simplistic explanation. So the BIS has presented its fullest and strongest argument so far for unified ledger technology in a paper co-authored by none other than the Bank for International Settlements chief, Augustin Carstens. I mean, he's a busy man, even though he's a big man. I'm always impressed how much knowledge he has about the future of finance. But again, he's a good man, I guess. Never met him. I guess I never will. Always busy eating. Anyway, the paper describes a financial system for the future, which it calls the Finternet. It's like in German, that would be like Finsternet. That's very close to the dark net. But anyway, what he wants to see is unified ledgers as a vehicle. However, the BIS does not envision a single unified ledger, rather multiple unified ledgers that would interact among themselves and with the financial system beyond the Finternet through applications. Obviously, don't put the D there, because that might not be the decentralized applications. That may very much be SAP's centralized applications. Anyway, unified ledgers require tokenizations of assets. I love it. They require tokenizations. Everywhere where we hear this, tokenizations of assets, we just need real world assets, but that's there. Especially money for transfers using smart contracts. The proposal creates a tokenization manager role that would monitor regulatory requirements. It's important for Carstens to always stay on top of shit, right? You gotta control it. Just had. So, and this project is called Agora, I guess. Also, crucially uses unified ledger. So the BIS and 7 central banks, there's some of the big central banks, are participating in that project, which involves central bank digital currency and tokenized money transfers. What more can we want? Actually, what more can we want? Now we're going to go in and talk a little bit about just one little piece of geopolitical, even though I would have a lot to say. But yeah, the BRICS, they're expanding, right? Xi and by the way, it was another funny thing. Xi and Putin, right? They're getting closer and closer, right? Besides the fact that they're the founding fathers of the BRICS, they're also of the SCO, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, right? But now they even asked Janet Yellen, or that old lady there, from the US. She was over visiting she was over visiting China. And while she was visiting China, the foreign minister Lavrov of Russia went and had a little chit chat with Xi, where they just signed another, I think, another agreement, how they're gonna even benefit and watch over each other's shoulders even more. I think the BRICS are the future. We're talking about, it's funny how we're always talking about the world is moving from a unipolar to a bipolar. Betty sometimes bipolar. I think the world almost already is transitioning back to a unipolar, because the BRICS, they're fucking strong. And the relationship between Putin and Xi is not to underestimate. And they love them pancakes.
My man. So, brother, huh? So, brother.
Oh my God, this was Muti. Well, Putin also likes the man from India. Anyway, so 3 new countries express interest to join the BRICS. And that's Zimbabwe and Cameroon and Pakistan. And I'm pretty sure why Zimbabwe also want that, because Zimbabwe really wants some true democracy, because they were supposed to have election, and when the elections were not called out, we saw all the people getting out on the street, demonstrating, calling for democratic elections. Completely in contrast to where I'm living, which is in Ukraine, where we're also supposed to have elections. But here the people, they don't give a flying fuck. In fact, they go to bed at 11:30 because that's what their unelected president tells them to do. Anyway, I should be quiet about that. Anyway, so all these three developing countries, they are economically weak and are looking to join the BRICS to uplift their respective economies. However, the three nations have nothing new to bring to the table that BRICS can benefit and exploit against the US. So anyway, the alliance has mostly invited strong, oil-rich countries to join the bloc last year, as they can use their energy sector to challenge the US. Moreover, India is not happy with the prospects of Pakistan submitting their application to join BRICS. Pakistan is taking the help of Russia and China to be inducted into the bloc. So, okay, they're also having a little here and there, but nevertheless, BRICS is big, and the West, the US, and all them, they're getting smaller and smaller. That was it from the news today, and I'm gonna see if there's any questions. If there's any questions, then we take them, and if not, then we just wish each other all the best. And then we're gonna wait, of course, because Jerome Powell is gonna have a thing or two to say, and maybe that could have an impact on today's prices, right? Let me just go in here and look. Are we seeing? Let's go in and look at Bitcoin. Let's look at it on the 5 minutes. You see, we're already going up. Did Jerome already speak or not? Because in the 5 minutes, we've just seen it going up from 61,000 in the last 20 minutes here. Going up. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to go up. I think this was the low of the low. And not the low of the low, but I pretty much... Let's go in here and look at the weekly. 1 second here. Trading view. Anyway, let's see if is anybody there in the chat. So here we go. Be careful, Nico. We need you. yeah. No, not talk too much. I love Zelensky. I mean, I love Zelensky. He's a good man, and so what if he doesn't call out elections? I know he's doing what is right. It's only Jimmy Dore who doesn't agree with me.
So there you go. There's your piece of shit Ukrainian president who everybody still thinks is a hero because they watch the news and think it's real. Congratulations, you dumb fucks.
Foo, Jimmy. In kind of French, my man. Anyway, so this is all I have to say. I think, today, I know you all want to watch coins, right? And look at coins and all this. I did last time say MFAM. I think it's a good place to get in. None of you have really requested anything specific, so if you don't understand it, let me know. Otherwise, then you go in and watch the portfolio stream from the 20th of December. I really think buy yourself some MFAM. It's not financial advice. And that's about that. I love you all, and I think I'm gonna do these streams a little bit earlier. I'm getting old. Or older. And I just don't like those evening streams. Love you. See you tomorrow. Maybe. I think so. I hope so. And stay strong, because you are a lion. And I love you for that. Bye-bye.